Today's video, we're going to do our sort of Friday extended look ahead today. Have a look at weather for the next few weeks. We're going well on into October now with this video, so getting right into the heart of the autumn. We'll see what the JMA and the CFS models are predicting for the next few weeks. Now, before I go back, just want to talk about the advertising. There's green keyword ads on my pages at GazMovies.com. You roll your cursor over green keywords, may display ads, but when you click reword, go to the advertising website, be supporting GazMovies.com. By doing that. If you're wondering where the comments have gone that you posted, I've had to reinstall the comment boxes this morning, so it's got rid of all the old comments, I'm afraid. So if you're wondering what's happened to your comment, that's what's happened. I've had to reinstall the comment box, but you'll be able to start commenting now with the new comment box. You won't notice any difference actually. I've just had to reinstall the code, but anyway, that's why the comments have all disappeared on all pages. Anyway, starting off with the JMA model, this is the 500 millibar height anomaly forecast from the JMA model for the coming week. This is going from the 19th to the 26th of September, and the first thing to notice with this is that we're upside down, so that's where we are just there, under that big area of orange and yellow. British Isles is just very, as I say, it's upside down, so you've got to sort of swivel your head round a little bit if you want to look at a proper image of that. But anyway, we're under above average heights for the next week. It's going to be high pressure dominated, high pressure all the way really, keeping it mainly dry, sunny, and for a time it will be very warm, but I think we'll turn it cooler eventually as we go through the middle of next week. Start to bring some cooler air into that high pressure, but certainly very anticyclonic in the week coming up. As we go through to the second week, which is taking us from the 26th to the 3rd of October, then we get a bit of a change. It's seeing that the high pressure, the above average heights, quickly breaks down, and we're into the blue colours then. Got a large and extensive area of blue colours. The above average heights have gone up to the north, so we've got a lot of northern blocking up there over the North Pole and over Greenland. But for the British Isles, we're under the blue colours, under below average height, so that's quite unsettled. We'll be bringing some showers or longer spells of rain through there. We'll see definitely that we're shifting from high pressure to low pressure at the end of September and into the start of October. Now, not desperately below average heights, but certainly heights are below average, so it would be unsettled. Probably not a washout, but certainly more unsettled for the end of October and into the start of October. And then going through to the 3rd and 4th weeks, which is taking us from the 3rd of October to the 17th of October. A little bit odd there what's going on with that, to be honest. We lose the signal basically, and well, virtually the whole of the Northern Hemisphere is in those pale cream colours. That's where the British Isles is there. We're also under pale cream colours. That's sort of average height anomalies, but I don't think that's right. I think that something's gone wrong there with the model. Either it's lost the sort of signal for the Northern Hemisphere for those 2 weeks, or I think there's some sort of problem going on there. We're not going to see average heights across virtually the whole of the Northern Hemisphere like that for those 2 weeks. So I think we're best to leave those 2 weeks alone actually, and see what the model comes up with next week, because I think the JMA has sort of lost the plot a little bit with that one. Have a look at the CFS temperature forecast for the coming excuse me, the coming month. This is for Birmingham. This is from the website weatherweb.net. You can find the links to my the link to this website from my links page. This is the CFS model from the United States. Well, we're going to be going warmer than average, quite warm in the next few days, going up to say around the 24th, 25th of September, something like that. These are the dates actually running along the bottom of the chart. So go to around the 25th, 26th of September, we're going to be seeing those temperatures going above average, getting quite warm for a few days. Then we're going to dip off around the 25th, 26th, we're going to go back down to near normal, and we sort of stay at near normal temperatures then, going out through the rest of September into the start of October. Then you're seeing quite a big drop in temperatures taking place from around the 6th to say the 12th of September, something like that, 12th or 13th of October I should say. Seeing quite a big cool off going on there through the middle part of October. Then maybe another warmer spell going from around the 16th to say the 21st, 22nd. We often do get a warm spell around that part of October. my birthday is around the 17th of October. Very often it is warm around that period of the month. It's one final burst of summer that you tend to get, often in association with an ex-hurricane, so it's often quite unsettled, but you do very often around the 16th, 17th of October through to something like the 20th, 21st of October. You do very often get one final blast of warmer weather, and then it sees a drop off going on to the end of October and into the start of November. By the time you get through to the start of November, which is just over here, it's really quite cold indeed, with temperatures going down below double digits actually. So yeah, we get that final sort of warmish spell around the 16th to, say, the 20th, and then a drop-off, and we finally go down into proper autumn and almost early winter-type conditions once we get through to the start of November. Now, in terms of the precipitation forecast for the coming few weeks, these are interesting to use because you can work out where the high pressure and low pressure areas are sitting. For the coming week up to the 26th, it's seeing very much anticyclonic influences. High pressure will be dominating. We've already seen that from the hydro anomalies from the JMA, so a very dry week coming up. Then as we get through to the next week, which takes us to the 3rd of October, well, it's more unsettled. It's not completely unsettled, but certainly more rainfall going on there, indicating that the high pressure is weakening and probably moving further excuse me, to the south, with low pressure becoming more influential up to the northwest of Scotland. But it's not a washout of a week by any means. Again, that ties in with the JMA model, which was turning it more unsettled through those last few days of September into the start of October. And as we move through to the week ending the 10th of October, then it's seeing more of a high pressure influence coming back actually. It's seeing high pressure returning there across parts of the country, the low pressure again being forced off to the northwest. So the idea is that we bring high pressure back probably from the week from the 3rd to the 10th of October. And then going to the week ending the 17th of October, a little bit more unsettled that week from the 10th to the 17th. Low pressure is coming in. Notice we've got this blocking though up to the northeast of the country then establishing, so we could well initially we'll be bringing in a southerly wind between those two areas, but eventually we probably shift the winds round to the southeast, and that's why Molly's going back drop off in temperatures I think from around the 21st. So as we go through to the weekend in the 24th of October, well again the idea is still that that high pressure is sitting to the east of the country. The high pressure is over to the east, and we're trying to bring in low pressure from the west again. So winds are probably shifting more to the southeast now, and that's starting to bring cooler air in off the continent. As we get through to the final week period that we're going to look at, which is 6 weeks away, which is taking us to the very end of October, the 31st of October. Again, it's sort of the battle in situ with the low pressure down to the southwest, the high pressure up to the northeast, and now, of course, it's very much cooler on the continent. We're bringing in east to southeasterly flows, and that's turning it almost certainly a good deal colder, and that low pressure being stuck out to the west. So what I think we're looking at is that we're going to have a dry week for the coming week. Then it'll turn more south as we get through to the very end of September, start of October. Then probably we'll bring high pressure back to some degree. And I think October could well develop into a month of a battle really, with high pressure to the north and the east, low pressure to the south and the southwest. It could potentially, although it doesn't show it being particularly wet, it could potentially be quite wet for the south and southwest of the country. Those low pressure come up against that blocking high pressure and kind of stall and produce a fair bit of rain. But I think what we've got to take from this is that we'll probably start off October on quite a warmish sort of note. It may well turn quite cold as we get through to the latter stages of the month. If we maintain that high pressure up to the northeast, we could start to bring in colder air eventually from the east and the southeast. But quite an interesting, complicated October coming up potentially. It could have quite a bit of blocking to the north and the northeast. And as I say, eventually that could start to bring in some proper cold air as we get through towards the end of the month. All very speculative. These are highly experimental models, so don't take it too seriously. We'll do a weekend forecast tomorrow, which is tried and tested sort of models. No, it's nothing experimental about that, so come back for that. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.